think about Volkswagen again? Amtrak City Express. It's good times roll. But what age for that clean taste? This Bud's for you. Campbell's Chunky Soup. The satisfying stop that keeps you going. Providence Savings, solid service, solid rates, and solid strength make Providence the solid choice in banking. And by C&P Telephone Yellow Pages. No other book can match it. C&P Telephone, a Bell Atlantic company.
Tonight, live from the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, it's the Washington Capitals and the Philadelphia Flyers on ECA TV 20. Good evening, everybody. Mike Forange, your play-by-play host, along with Al Koken. Capitals have won 2 out of the 3 meetings between these two clubs so far this year. Still a lot of hockey left to be played between the two teams.
And, you know, they're in a situation where there's a little bit of transition. The Philadelphia Flyers have changed their captain, which was a bit of a surprise. It's now Ron Sutter as opposed to Dave Poole. And, of course, the Capitals making a trade, David Christian going to Boston in exchange for Bob Joyce. And Capitals coach Brian Murray, who's standing by downstairs, I want to ask you, a lot of talk about the Christian trade. Not only was it to send a message to everybody in your organization, but I think specifically to your younger players. What do you want your younger players like Ivan Corvo, Stephen Leach to do? What kind of chance will you give them, and how much time do they have to show you that they can do the job for you in the NHL?
Well, there's no question. They're the key to the future of this organization. What we want to do is give them a chance to play more, play in different roles more often. Dave Christian was a penalty killer, a power play guy, and a regular shift guy. He's just an example of somebody that has to be replaced. We get Bob Joyce as an individual, but other people get a chance to get ice time there. So I don't know that there's a time limit other than if there's not progress with a young player, then obviously you make a change with somebody in Baltimore.
Brian, only 10 points separating the top from the bottom right now in the Patrick division, and only 6 points separating yourselves from the Philadelphia Flyers, who are on top. An awful lot of Patrick Division games coming up before the first of the year. What sort of realistic expectations do you have on your club between now and New Year's Day?
Well, I certainly don't have a number of points at this point picked out, but we expect them to play well. I think we're playing much better than we were early on. I hope and I believe that we have a chance to win a number of games and stay in the race. And as much as we've complained at times of not winning at home and not winning as many games as we should have won early on, we're in the race, and a win tonight would put us right in a good position with 2 games in hand on the Flyers, for an example, to be right up there with them for first place. So we play important games. We have to play hard in these games, and I think if we do that, Mike, we'll be involved in the race after the new year and then hopefully down the stretch.
Brian, does it give you a good feeling now that you're playing on the road and playing so well, coming into this building where you've had some pretty good success recently?
Well, it's a tough building. They play well, and they are playing well right now. But I think that with our younger guys feeling more accustomed to playing here than certainly early on, I think it'll be a good hockey game, a very competitive game, and I want them to show up and play hard, and hopefully we'll win because of that.
Brian, thanks so much for your time, and good luck tonight against the Flyers.
All right, thank you, guys.
Capitals coach Brian Murray as Washington all set to take on Philadelphia here in the 4th meeting of the regular season between the two teams. We'll be back with tonight's opening face-off right after we pause for these messages.
While others are raising prices, Volkswagen announces
Welcome back to the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Tonight, the Washington Capitals and the Philadelphia Flyers. Here is the officiating crew for this game. Dennis Morrell will be tonight's referee. The linesmen are Ray Scapinello and Mark Vines. Now a look at the starting goaltenders for this evening's contest. Don Beaupre goes for the Washington Capitals, 10-10-3 on the year in 24 games. A 3.10 goals against average, 1 shutout. Bob Mason will be his backup. For the Flyers, it is Ken Reggett. In 23 games, he has 11 wins, 10 losses, and 1 tie. 64 goals against, a 2.81 average, no shutouts, and Pete Peters is the backup goalie for Philadelphia. The Capitals get the opening draw. We're underway with this game, and here's Calle Johansson throwing it back inside the Flyers zone. Reggett steers it up the side glass, and it's back to the point, kept in by Johansson. His shot blocked, and Reggett pushes that off to the sideboards. Now it's led out to center ice. Tocchet throws it across the line after a pass from Sutter into the corner. Langway back. He's checked by Sutter, and now it's worked free out of the corner. Tip to the top of the slot, and here is Mike Ridley to come back for Washington. Ridley dumps the puck back inside the Philadelphia zone. Yuri Lottle. Back to Murray Craven. Left side for Mark Howe. Rink-wide pass gets away from Craven. Ridley chasing to the corner, but Murray Craven has it behind the net. Passes out on the right wing, and Lottle checked on the play. Now it's dumped in from center ice by Rick Tocchet. Out of the corner comes Scott Stevens with the puck. He leads it ahead to Nick Kypreos. Kypreos across the line, throws it back inside the Philadelphia zone, and into the corner goes Rob Murray to take it, and he's met squarely there by Jay Wells, and now the puck cleared all the way down the ice. This will be the game's first icing call as Neil Sheehy is back to scoop it up, and the faceoff returns to the Flyer zone.
Very interesting matchup to start the game, Mike. Both coaches using their top lines against each other. Of course, Paul Holmgren, as the home coach, is able to get the last line matchup. He sent out Ron Sutter, who is the new captain, replacing Dave Poulin in a bit of a surprise to the Flyer organization. Murray Craven's on the left side, and Rick Tocchet on the right to go against Mike Ridley, Dino Cicerelli, and Kelly Miller, by far the hottest line for the Capitals. Of course, Brian Murray has also done some minor juggling. Jeff Courtnall out there tonight with Hunter and Corvo. Courtnall had been playing mostly with Michael Pavanka and Stephen Leach. Bob Joyce will man the left side with Pavanka and Leach. Kypreos, Murray, and May make up the Capitals' fourth line this evening.
From the face-off, it gets between the Washington defensemen, and now Sheehy has to go back to center and turns it around on into the Flyer zone. Courtnall goes to the corner after it, throws it back for Corvo. Jammed up with Karkner on the play. And now Hunter back to the right point. Sheehy, a slap shot just wide. There's a penalty call coming up. A delayed call against Philadelphia. Out of the nets comes Don Beaupre. The Caps throw on a sixth attacker. Here's Courtnall with a shot. Just wide of the goal. Picked up behind the net by Hunter. He throws to the point. Sheehy with a one-timer, and he places that wide. And now it's picked up by Berube, and the whistle blows. And play is called, and we have a penalty for tripping coming here at 1:53 of the first period against the Flyers' Jeff Chychrun.
It's old spirit and new stuff as Wes on.
In the middle of your screen in the high slot, Chychrun takes down Jeff Courtnall, tripping the call at 1:53. Time for the first Circuit City power play contest. Tonight's first contestant, Aldo Farnese of Baltimore, Maryland. Now, Aldo has chosen Dino Cicerelli as the Capitals player to score on this power play. If Dino scores, Aldo receives a video or stereo unit courtesy of Circuit City.
Well, good luck, Aldo. Dino Cicerelli with 3 power play goals on the season so far. Here's a slap shot deflected off the arm of goaltender Ken Reggett, and it goes up into the seats out of play. Right now, Johansson and Hatcher back on the blue line, while Kelly Miller is up front with Mike Ridley and Dino Cicerelli.
I think that banged off a little metal as well, Mike. Dino Cicerelli has been the hottest man for the Washington Capitals. 9 goals, 5 assists in his last 8 games, and he has a goal in each of his last 4 games.
Caps get the draw, and it comes back to Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher dumps it inside the Philadelphia zone, and Reggett leaves it behind the net. Now it's cleared up the boards and off the glass all the way down the ice.
Boy, and Reggett did a nice job of interfering with Kelly Miller behind the net, knocking him down, allowing the Flyer defenseman to clear the puck.
Ridley slips at the side of the goal, and the Flyers keep the pressure on, but now the Capitals come back. Lead pass to center. Here's Miller across the line. Inside Philadelphia ice. As it popped free, and it comes all the way out to center. And Hatcher's back to get it. Hatcher works to center, gets across the blue line. He's inside the Flyer zone, and Ridley throws it into the corner. Reggett stops it behind the net, and Samuelson plays it off the boards all the way down. A steal. Samuelson keeps it inside the Washington zone. Now here's Tocchet to get it. Taken away by Hunter. Caps on the power play, 17th in the league at 18%. The Flyers, while shorthanded, 3rd in the league at 84%. Philadelphia has scored 9 shorthanded goals so far this season. Washington has given up 6. Samuelson has it back in his own zone and bats it off the boards to the point. Pavanka's unable to keep it in. Sutter gives him a shot with a stick. Now Tocchet gets it back from Pavanka. No penalty calls on either end. And here's Scott Stevens racing in down the left side. Takes it behind the goal. Back to the point for Pavanka. His slap shot blocked. A rebound. Loose in front after it stopped off the stick of Leach. And now the penalty's over, and Chychrun jumps back out on the ice. The Flyers are at full strength with 16 minutes to play here in the first period. No score between the Capitals and the Flyers. Dale Hunter rushes the puck to the Philadelphia blue line, splits the defense, and Chychrun catches him and ties him up. Into the corner again goes Hunter. Right in front, a shot by Courtnall off the side of the goal. Caps keep the pressure on. Here's Hunter, a wrist shot off the skate of Chychrun. Back into the corner again, and Courtnall throws it on net, stopped by the goal stick of Ken Regan. Karkner comes back now, rushing the puck to center ice. Flyers want a line change. They start one. And here's Sinisalo with a wrist shot stopped by Beaupre. He scoops it up and holds it long enough to get a whistle to stop play.
Well, if you're looking for the perfect Christmas gift for the person who has everything, why not think about purchasing a season ticket or a partial plan for any or all of the remaining home games. This would make a great gift for any sports fan. If you'd like more information, Capital sales representatives are standing by right now. They're ready to answer your questions. Just give them a call at 386-7080. That's 386-7080.
Be a great way to take care of the Capitals fan on your shopping list. Wouldn't even have to leave home to do it. Just pick up the telephone and take care of Christmas for this year.
Some other good items that we'll be telling you about later in the broadcast. Some good gifts, video products, sweatshirts, rugby shirts.
Here's a backhand shot. Beaupre reaches for it. It ends up clanking off the goalpost. And now it's sent out of the zone by Sheehy all the way back inside the Philadelphia end. Howe reaches for it. Back of the net for Yuri Lottle. Taken away by Pavanka. His wrist shot glances off Poulin's leg and goes to the corner. Ivan Korovo. Back for Bob Joyce. Joyce, the newest member of the Capitals, coming in that trade with the Boston Bruins for Dave Christian. A tie-up along the sideboards. Korovo holding on to the stick of Derek Smith. The puck goes rink wide, and Mellenby hits Poulin with a pass out of center ice. He dumps it back into the corner. Derek Smith, chased by Sheehy, bumped off the play, and Langway lugs it ahead for Korovo. Now it's stolen by Derek Smith. Pavanka right on it. Korovo into the corner, but Mellenby works him off the puck, and now it's sent back to the point. Lottle keeps it in. Out to Sutter, a drive, and a stick save made by Beaupre. Back in the corner for Rod Langway. Langway sends it ahead on the left wing side, and Joyce can't clear the zone. A skate race for it. Tocchet wins, brings it back out to Derek Smith, but the play broken up. And here comes Ivan Korovo ahead to Michael Pavanka. Back to the Philadelphia blue line. Bob Joyce chasing in. But Sutter on to help out and takes over and moves the puck to Samuelson. Now out to Craven to center ice. Murray Craven across the line. Tied up by Scott Stevens, and Hatcher has the puck over to Kelly Miller. Miller charging ahead down the left wing, held up by Samuelson. The puck cleared behind the goal. Samuelson picks it up, comes to center ice. Gives to Ron Sutter. Sutter charging on, a backhander wide of the net. And Mike Ridley picks it up on the left wing. Here's Ridley in across the Philadelphia line. Drop pass for Hatcher, but the play offside. Cicerelli came in before the puck. 13-11 to go in the first period. Still no score.
.11 left to play in the first period. Still no score between the Caps and the Flyers.
At the Washington blue line, Kevin Hatcher throws it rink wide, and Scott Stevens is over to get the puck. Feeds it ahead for Mike Ridley. That's stolen. Here's Mellenby in the corner to Derek Smith. Checked on the play, and Mike Ridley sends it out of the zone to center ice. Dumped right back in now by Jeff Chikrin.
Mike, 3 times already early in this period, Capital defensemen have cleared the puck up to the forwards, and they have not gotten it out of the zone. Philadelphia's been able to turn it around and get pressure back in the Capitals. Washington's got to work on getting that puck out quickly with the excellent forechecking job the Flyers do.
Kartner into the corner of his own end. Has it stolen. Nick Kyprios. Hit hard. Kyprios boarded on the play. Poulin was involved over there. There's going to be a penalty call from Dennis Morel. And the Capitals come over to make sure Kyprios is all right. He gets up under his own power.
It's happening in homes all across the country. The de-cheesing of America's pizzas. Wouldn't it be easier to get Polly-O string cheese? Pure pizza-perfect mozzarella in every bite. Don't de-cheese, eat Polly-O string cheese. Now in cheddar, pepperoni, and jalapeno flavors. The best part of the pizza. Stop that.
See, Kyprios has his head down for a moment, and when he reaches out to get that puck, first Poulin, then Kartner. And they're calling Kartner for cross-checking. It's 7:34, and you notice the A on Terry Kartner's sweater. That was the big story. Not only did Ron Sutter take over the captaincy from Dave Poulin, but the A has been lifted from the sweater of Mark Howe and put on to Terry Kartner. He's 23 years old, a very quiet guy, but a young leader on the ice. Paul Holmgren feels is helping take over control of this Philadelphia team.
The one member of the captain's crew that remains is Rick Toppin, who had an A and still keeps one. Poulin, 31 years old, no longer the captain. Now Ron Sutter is. And 34-year-old Mark Howe replaced by Kartner. Poulin had worn the captain's C since 1984. He took over from Bobby Clark. That's how long he's been doing it. Here's a shot at the side of the net. And it's stopped. Back to the point now for Hatcher. Feeds into the corner. Mike Ridley ready to set up. Ridley tries a pass to Miller. His drive blocked by Reagan. And now fed off the corner boards by Samuelson all the way down the ice.
Well, some great work by Reagan. Not only the kick save there on Miller, but quickly getting back to the goal after he was out of position to rob Mike Ridley.
Here's Hatcher. Throws it into the corner. Cleared back to the point. Scott Stevens keeps it in. He gives to Cicerelli. 51 seconds left on the Washington power play. Stevens at the blue line. Keeps it in play. Now into the corner. Cicerelli coming on. Can't get the shot underway. And it's cleared out of there by Poulin, who sends it all the way down the ice. Tocchet giving Cicerelli a shot as they collide. Dale Hunter at center. Backs it up to Scott Stevens. No score in this game. 10:48 to play in the first period. Courtnall dumps it back inside the Flyers zone, and Reggett plays it off the corner glass. Back to the blue line. Johansson tips it free to Hunter. Hunter tied up by Dave Poulin, and Poulin throws it all the way down. Caps have 5 shots on goal so far in this game. The Flyers with 4. Penalties over. Kartner's back on the ice. Philadelphia at full strength, and Wells sends it out of the zone to center. Here's Bill Holder with the puck now for Washington. Leads it ahead on the right wing to Courtnall. Jeff Courtnall, a shot right in the goal crease. Leach pushed out of there as he tried to deflect that puck home. Back come the Flyers on the attack. Eklund throws it into the right wing corner. And back to get it is Calle Johansson for Washington. Right wing side, too far for Leach. Picked up by Rob Murray at center ice. He's checked in front of the Flyer bench. Murray has it taken away by Bullard, and here comes Mike Bullard. Long slap shot wide, and Beaupre scoops it up after it hits the backboard and holds on to stop play with 9:39 remaining here in the first period.
Be sure to be with WDCA TV 20 tomorrow night as the Bullets travel right here to the Spectrum to take on Charles Barkley and the Philadelphia 76ers live at 7:30 p.m. Join Mel Proctor and Phil Chenier as they call all the action right here on WDCA.
Bullard had a big shot there moments ago, Al, and it had Beaupre leaning to his right, narrowly missing the goal, but he was able to cover up after it hit the backboard.
Well, it's kind of interesting how Paul Holmgren has used his lines and the combinations. You got Sinicello, Bullard, and Eklund. Three very creative guys, three very offensive-minded guys out there. Not a real tough guy in the bunch, no grinders in the corner, but he has plenty of that when you put out Craven, Sutter, and Tocchet together.
Mark Howe's wrist shot blocked by Langway, and now the Capitals come back on the right wing. Here's Sheehy to center ice, throws it all the way down back into the Flyer zone. Lottle bumped in the corner. Kyprios moving it out front for Rob Murray, but he gets under it a bit too much and shovels it up into the crowd.
Rob Murray, who scored his first National Hockey League goal the other night against the New York Islanders, momentarily had given the Capitals a 3-2 lead, and did not play the following evening in Hartford. I can bet if this game stays even that the Murray-Kyprios-May line is going to see plenty of activity. Their toughness, their forechecking is what Brian Murray wants in this building against a very big physical Flyer team. And you need presence of guys like Kyprios and May and Murray, guys who will stand up to some of the Flyer tougher people.
Philadelphia's new captain, Ron Sutter, leaning in for the draw here against Michael Pavanka. Pavanka gets the draw, back to the point. Here's Hatcher, a wrist shot, blocked. Scott Stevens hustles over to keep it inside the zone. Tries to lead it back to the point man, but Tocchet's all over him. Has it knocked away off his stick, and he's tripped up in the process. And Dennis Morrell calls another minor penalty. This is the third of the game so far against the Flyers. So Washington with another power play. This one a call for holding.
The stars are gonna twinkle and shine. How they'll shine this evening about 8:45. My loving arms.
They say time is what you make it. At Citizen, we prefer making it beautiful.
Around you, around 8:45.
Citizen. At K Jewelers, the diamond people.
Rick Tocchet gets the call this time for a holding at 10:53. This is going to be an interesting battle all night long. If Stevens and Tocchet are out on the ice, Tockett's defensive responsibility is that left point where Scott Stevens mans it, and they've been banging each other all evening long. There's where Tocchet gets the holding call on Stevens.
Puck cleared out of the zone, and Johansson has to chase it back into his own end. Washington so far 0 for 2 on the power play, and with Tocchet in the box for holding at 10:53, the Caps get another crack at it. Poulin winds up, clears it off the boards and all the way down the ice. Johansson back with Scott Stevens. Up front once again, Hunter with Steve Leach, who comes down hard with a high stick now on Shell Samuelson. And it looks like Leach is being taken to the penalty box. That will remove Washington's power play.
It looks like Samuelson is a little shaken up as well. He's
Took it right across the shoulders.
Yeah, and he had been out, missed the last 13 games with the separated shoulder. His first action is tonight against the Capitals, and Leach's penalty, as you mentioned, Mike, takes the Capitals off the power play, and it's a situation where here you've got a tailor-made opportunity to jump out and take control early in this hockey game, and the Capitals so far have squandered it. Now it's just going to be 4-on-4 hockey. All the penalties working in the favor of the Capitals early until that man got the slashing call.
11:26, the time of the call against Steve Leach. The remaining players out there for Washington, Ridley with Cicerelli, Johansson and Scott Stevens. Flyers have Mark Howe on with Yuri Lottle. Pelle Eklund is up front, along with Ilka Sinisalo.
Boy, is this a dangerous foursome for the Flyers. This Yuri Lottle can fly.
Here comes Eklund across the line, cutting in, but Johansson takes him out. Stevens grabs the puck. Scott Stevens, right side pass. Mike Ridley works to center. He's across the blue line, drops it off for Cicerelli. His shot blocked. Cicerelli retains control and throws it now over to Ridley, and it gets out of the zone. Cicerelli has to chase it back to center ice. At the blue line, Ridley taken down on the play, and the puck cleared all the way back into the Washington zone. Kevin Hatcher's backcourt should be icing, and there's the whistle to stop play. 7:44 left in the first period. 1 minute, 8 seconds remaining on Leach's penalty, and just 37 seconds left on the call to Tocchet. So the Flyers with a brief power play opportunity when Tocchet comes out of the box in 37 seconds.
That Bobby Taylor, former Flyer goaltender, now is one of the Philadelphia Fine radio commentators as the commentary with Gene Hart on Flyer games. Describe Rick Tocchet as, as Terry Kartner, as a Gary Cooper type. Doesn't say a lot, but when the battle is on, he's the guy you want on your side. And he really has improved his play dramatically. Much better skater now.
Gary Cooper, huh?
Very
Who did he
strong,
play for?
silent type. For the High Noon Wranglers.
Yeah. Here's a shot by Bullard, another hard drive, but once again, Beaupre there to stop him.
Well, the Capitals have a great holiday schedule coming up. On Saturday night, the New York Rangers will take on the Caps at 7:35 p.m. Then on December 26th, the night after Christmas, the Caps faced off against Mario Lemieux and the Pittsburgh Penguins live at 7:35. So if you're looking for a last-minute Christmas present, there are plenty of tickets available. You can get them at all Hex Ticket Center outlets, or just call phone charge, area code 202-432-0200. Operators on duty until 10 p.m. And I know a lot of people think that these Christmas games, because they're traditionally sold out, are sold out. That is not the case. There are about 3,000 tickets remaining for the New York Ranger game. So if you thought you heard that the tickets are sold out, there are plenty remaining. Give phone charge a call.
Here's Mark Howe at the point. Can't hang on to it as Hatcher's all over him. And now Howe brings it back into his own zone. Lead pass to center. Goes the length of the ice. Beaupre back to pick it up. Kartner ready to come out of the box. Langway has it behind the net, or rather Tocchet comes out of the box, and now Philadelphia at full strength. The Capitals cleared all the way down.
There's the smarts of a Rod Langway. No, he's not in any trouble. Looks up at the clock, sees it, waits until he's got the penalty kill operation underway. That way he can just dump the puck without getting called for icing.
Mark Howe leads it ahead on the right wing to Mike Bullard. Bullard flips it across the line. Langway takes it away, and now it's cleared by Rob Murray back to center ice. But that ruled a two-line pass as Miller took it toward the Philadelphia side of center.
I'm wondering if this might not be too many men on the ice for Philadelphia, Mike.
Bullard trying to get back to the box and now climbs off the ice, and we'll see what Dennis Morel's call is when we return.
Craig Berube is going to serve this penalty at 13:21. Capitals with just 3 seconds remaining in the Stephen Leach call, so they will have their fourth power play opportunity of the night coming up in just 3 seconds.
All you've got to do in that situation is not play the puck. Play the puck purposely. On your way to the bench, try to get one last move in. As soon as your man's on the ice, you're guilty, and the Flyers caught here. Capitals have Courtnall. Slashed now by Sutter. Knocked down by Sutter at center ice. And Scott Stevens to play it. Too far for Stephen Leach. He pokes it into the corner. Leach hustling after it. Lined up by Mark Howe and bumped off the play. Now Samuelson in to tie him up. Leach had slashed Samuelson earlier. Here's a hit on Courtnall by Mark Howe. Two good strong body checks thrown by Howe in his own end. Leach back to center. Samuelson Clears it outside the line, and Scott Stevens back to get it. Now over to Kevin Hatcher. Up to Scott Stevens. Throws it across the line. Back into the corner, and here comes Ridley to play it. Samuelson ties him up. Now Pavanka behind the net. Michael Pavanka to the blue line for Kevin Hatcher. Throws to the left point. Scott Stevens, a slap shot. Pad save by Regan. And it's cleared outside the zone now by Keith Acton. Acton on with Poulin, Karkner, and Samuelson. Still 29 seconds left in the Philadelphia penalty. Hatcher back at his own line. Over to Scott Stevens. Ridley is up front with Pavanka and Cicerelli. Regan roadblocks behind the net. Clears it off the high glass, and Hatcher keeps it in. And now it gets away from Ridley at the point. Goes all the way down. Stevens takes the pass from his goaltender, Don Beaupre, and starts to center. Time running out in the penalty. Puck cleared all the way down back into the Flyers zone. Hunter tries to keep the pressure on. To Hatcher, coming on, a shot and a save. A rebound is cleared from the goal mouth. The penalty's over. The Flyers back at full strength. Here's Craig Berube up to Ilka Sinisalo. His drive blocked by Rod Langway, and he sends it ahead to Hunter. Here's Hunter, a 3-on-3 for Washington to the blue line of Philadelphia. Cicerelli chasing it, but Bullard picks it up and clears out to center ice. Now stolen by Bob Joyce. And Joyce taken down on the play. There's going to be a penalty call here as Joyce saw that he was about to be hit by Sinisalo and wrapped himself around Sinisalo, and the penalty goes to Washington. 4:11 to go in the first period. Still no score.
When you're getting ready to buy or sell a home, there's no substitute for experience. The RE/MAX experience gets you moving. RE/MAX sales associates average twice the experience of other full-time real estate agents. That's one reason RE/MAX associates average 3 times as many sales. When you're looking for experience, look up to RE/MAX.
Offering more great Christmas gifts. They have the perfect idea with sales reps standing by right now to take your order for a rugby sweatshirt at $30 or the Capitals music video and highlight film together for $24.50. Your order will be mailed tomorrow and guaranteed delivery before Christmas. They'll accept Visa, MasterCard, and Discover cards. Sales reps are standing by at 386-7080. That's 386-7080.
Mark Howe back into his own end. Power play hockey for the Flyers. Rated 13th in the league at 20%. Capitals 9th in the league while shorthanded at 82%. Howe over to Eklund. Lost it outside the line. An offside is called as he brings it back in. Washington with 30 points. 4th place in the Patrick division. The Flyers 36 points. 1st place in the Patrick division. Both teams fairly close, within 4 points of where they were last year at this time. Caps record at 13-15-4. Last year they were 15-13-4. 34 points last season, 30 points this year. The Flyers are 4 points the other way. 36 today and 32 points a year ago. Patrick division race is starting to look like the Norris did a couple of years ago, where everybody's all bunched in. Everybody has a crack at making the playoffs or getting squeezed out.
Very impressed with the way the Islanders have come back in after it looked like they were dead early in the year.
Long way to go. Here's Eklund. Back to the point. Yuri Lottle, a drive and a diving save by Beaupre, who sprawled to his left. Now Sheehy starts to push and shove with Murray Craven. And Tocchet steps in for the Flyers while Langway comes on for Washington.
Boy, and everybody out there, Craven, Sheehy, and Tocchet looking to Dennis Morel to see if he's going to make a call before they retaliate it further. What a save by Beaupre, because this is deflected on the way in. Sheehy can't believe it because he felt that Craven just reached out and slashed him, and can't understand why he is getting what looks to be at this point the lone penalty, because the Flyer penalty box door is not open. Now watch how this is deflected. Yuri Lottle holds on to it, takes that drive, and look at the change of direction right there by Craven, or by Tocchet. He's getting taken down. Now Craven does get into the penalty box, so there will be coincidental minors. Look at what Beaupre's got to go through. First the screen in front, then the quick reaction to get in the way of that deflection, because it was definitely going to go wide of the net, and Tocchet put it right on. No.
Sheehy and Craven each get roughing minors at 16:46. No score in this contest. Face-off will be outside the blue line. Linesman Ray Scapinello ready to drop the puck between Mike Ridley and Mike Bullard. Caps win the draw, and Hatcher promptly shoots it all the way down the ice. Yuri Lottle, up from Hershey in the American Hockey League, now playing in his 12th game with the Flyers. Lottle 3 goals and assists and 4 points, 2 minutes in penalties in 11 games. Rob Murray tries to work it free. It comes to Hatcher in front of the net, and Stevens sends it off the boards but not out. Lottle keeps it in. Lottle back to the corner. Hatcher takes it away. Backhands off the glass and all the way down. Flyers missing Brian Propp with a hand injury, Tim Kerr with a shoulder injury, Ron Hextall with a torn groin muscle. Once again, Rob Murray clears it all the way down the ice. Jay Wells back in his own zone. Out to center, and here's Calle Johansson to shoot it on into the Flyers zone. Reggett back to make the play up the boards. Wells to the corner and is bumped, but the Flyers still have the puck. Lottle idles behind the goal and now leads it ahead to Derek Smith. Smith to the blue line. Calle Johansson steals the pass and sends it on into the Philadelphia zone. Langway back at his own line. Capitals at full strength. Here's a pass to Steve Leach, left wing side for Bob Joyce. Joyce checked, and Samuelson has it behind the goal for Philadelphia. Leads it out to Kartner. Kartner to center for Sinisalo. Right wing pass to Poulin. Back to Sinisalo. And Johansson steals and sends it ahead now for Pavanka. Michael Pavanka across the blue line. And Poulin steals and clears it back to center, but that's across 2 lines. And the play called offside. That ends the penalty calls now to Sheehy and Craven. And they're available for action once again. Here's Poulin coming back to catch Michael Pavanka. Doesn't do enough to take a penalty, but winds up getting the puck. Well, the Washington Post and Coca-Cola are sponsoring the first skate, shoot, and score skills contest for all kids age 7 to 10. It'll be this Saturday from 1:30 to 3 p.m. at the Capitol Center. For more information, call the Capitol's office at 386-7080. That's 386-7080 for more information on the first skate, shoot, and score skills contest to be held this Saturday afternoon at the Cap Center.
Washington penalty number 15, Neil Sheehy. Flyers penalty number 6, Jeff Chikrin. Each 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Sheehy and Chikrin now pick up minor penalties for unsportsmanlike conduct, and they're both sent back to the penalty, or back to the dressing rooms, I should say, with only 1:12 remaining. 18:48, the time of the penalty call to Sheehy and Craven for unsportsmanlike conduct. Here's an icing call as Hatcher hustles back to get it. And that'll bring the faceoff back into the Philadelphia zone. Capitals record against the Patrick Division: 7 wins, 5 losses, and no ties, while Philadelphia has 8 victories in the Patrick Division, 5 losses, but they've tied 2 games. Mark Howe steps on the ice now along with Yuri Lottle for Philadelphia. And Ron Sutter will be the man to work the draw against Mike Ridley. With Sutter becoming the captain of this team, he is now the 4th of the 6 hockey-playing Sutter brothers to be a captain of an NHL club. We're in the final minute of play here in the period. Howe goes to the corner. Can't clear it out. Kelly Miller tried to keep it in, and now Craven sends to center ice. It bounces into the corner. Beaupre has his stick slapped pretty hard by Tocchet, but the Capitals get the puck. It's cleared to the blue line, not out. Now it's bounced just wide of the net. And Scott Stevens has to make the play, and he hops it over the stick of Yuri Lottle all the way down the ice. 30 seconds to go in the first period. Now another icing call, this one against Washington. Out of town tonight, New Jersey playing at New York against the Islanders. The Devils have a 1-0 lead. Hartford leads Pittsburgh 4-0 at Pittsburgh in the first period. There you see that puck hitting Langway, who was tied up with Sutter right in front. And then it went wide of Beaupre. Edmonton at Minnesota later on. Calgary at Vancouver also coming up later on. Winnipeg at Los Angeles. A 10:35 start Eastern time. We'll have all the scores for you at our first intermission. 26 seconds to go here in the first period. Capitals and Flyers scoreless. Rob Murray in there a bit too soon on Sutter. Gets a warning from Ray Scapanello, but he's allowed to remain. The draw comes back to the point. Samuelson a drive. A pad save by Beaupre. Rebound is covered up. And Langway helps to keep Sutter out of there. And now Alan May steps in and has something to say. Watch from the draw here is neither Sutter nor Murray really were square to the draw. That's what Scapanello's complaint was. Back to the point. Samuelson's drive stopped by Beaupre, has to sprawl as Sutter gets another chance, and then Langway putting himself between the goaltender, the puck, and Ron Sutter. Sutter, a dangerous man if you let him loose around that net. Caps don't win this draw. The Flyers have it. Samuelson's drive stopped by Beaupre, and the rebound grabbed by Mike Ridley. 10 seconds to go in the period. Ridley comes back for Washington, in across the blue line. Here's Ridley to the corner. Tries to go to the point man. Time running out in the period. Sutter across the line at the horn. That completes tonight's first period of play. The shots on goal in the period. Washington with 10 shots on goal, and Philadelphia with 9, and no scoring in tonight's first period. More live exclusive hockey action comes your way after these messages right here on WDCA TV 20.